Hey everyone, it's December 10th, and that means that if today is your birthday, you share it with English-Australian serial killer Frances Lydia Alice Knorr, who murdered multiple babies in the late 1800s, and that is her right up there. Born in 1868 in Middlesex, England, Knorr grew up and became a hat maker in London. After having an affair with a soldier, she moved to Australia, arriving in Sydney in 1887. She started her time there as a maid, but quickly moved on to a job as a waitress and married Rudolf Knorr, a German immigrant, in 1889. They moved to Melbourne, where they had a daughter, in 1892. During an economic downturn that year, her husband sold their furniture that had yet to be paid off and was sentenced to a year behind bars for doing so. Left on her own with a young child, Knorr turned to dressmaking to support herself. Failing to get enough clients, she stole some money and moved in with a fishmonger, hoping to forge a new life with him. But when he left, she was again on her own with an infant. She turned to baby farming, the practice of taking in children from parents who can't take care of them, typically because they were born out of wedlock. Desperate women would turn over their newborns and pay a fee to Knorr to take care of them until she was able to find them a suitable home. Sort of like an animal rescue, but the things you can adopt aren't nearly as cute. Knorr moved frequently, changing between her maiden and married names in an effort to dodge creditors. When she was unable to sell the children she was given, she had to do something to deal with having extra mouths to feed. That solution she chose for that problem was to strangle the babies and bury their bodies in her garden. She then moved to Sydney and reconciled with her husband, who had been released from prison. Shortly after they got back together, she became pregnant with her second child. But the new resident at her previous home in Melbourne decided to do some gardening and discovered the remains of two babies. Police tracked Knorr down and arrested her as she was about to give birth. She told the arresting detective, "I know what you have come for." While awaiting trial, she wrote to her former lover asking him to help fabricate evidence to assist in her defense, but that letter was turned over to the police. She was only charged with one murder, and in 1893 she admitted in the witness box to having buried the babies, but claimed that they had died of natural causes. Prosecutors were able to prove that they had been strangled, and after a 5-day trial, Knorr was a convicted murderess. The death penalty was mandatory in Australia at the time, but the hangman committed suicide rather than carry out the sentence on a woman. On the day of her execution in 1894, she wrote a confession letter admitting to 2 murders, though scholars believe she killed perhaps as many as 13 victims. Regardless of the number, Knorr was hanged at the old Melbourne jail, where her death mask is still on display. If this is your birthday, I hope you have a great day. Leave me a comment so I can wish you a happy birthday. If you know someone whose birthday it is today, send them this video so they can find out all about their birthday twin. And to Frances Lydia Alice Knorr, I say, happy birthday, you bastard.